Okay, students, now I am discussing the network analysis. So network analysis, it's a graphical presentation of logically and sequentially connected arrows and nodes representing the activities. So when you take up a project, there are activities and events. So they are represented with arrows and nodes. So activities and events will be represented. So if you take up a project, there are so many activities and events which are involved, is it not? So they are to be sequentially arranged so that completion of one leads to the other, is it not? So here that is represented in the form of diagrammatic representation. This is called as network analysis. So there are various terminologies that we use in a project network analysis. Now let us go through one by one. First one is, it's a project. It's a group of activities which are arranged in a predetermined sequence manner. So activities which are involved in a project are arranged in a sequential manner. So as we know, the activities should have to be arranged in such a way that one activity leads to the other. The completion of one activity will lead to the other. So here it's a combination of interrelated activities of all of it must be executed in a certain order of its completion. So we need to check out the completion order. So now let us go with the activities. So here an activity represents some action and it's a time consuming effort necessary to complete a particular part of the overall project. So as I told you, there are so many activities which are involved in a project. So here that consumes action and time. So that consumes resources as well. So here each and every activity has a point of time where it begins and where it ends. So in case of activities, what happens is they consume resources like time, cost and all that, right? So completion of one activity leads to the other. So if you see here, there are two events which are given, 1 and 2. After completion of first event, will it be that you can go with the second? So there are only two events here. So tail event, this is called as tail event and this is called as head event. This is also called as the predecessor and this is called as successor. Okay, so going on further, there are events. So the beginning and end of an activity is called as events. So activities, okay. So whenever we speak about activity, it has a beginning and an end. So that is represented in the numbered circles, that is called as nodes. So here if you see, these are nodes. Next is a merge event. Say here sometimes more than one activity has to be completed for the completion of an activity. So when 3 events are completed, that leads to the merge event. So if you see here 1, 2 and 3, there are 3 events which have completed and this is called as merge event. So an event which represents the joint completion of more than one activity is called as merge event. The reverse of the merge event is a burst event. An event which represents the initiation or beginning of more than one activity. So here this activity is leading to 3 more activities. So this is called as burst event. Going on further, we have predecessor activity. So predecessor activity is an activity which must be completed before one or more other activities are started. Now let us see the example here. Is it not? So here if you see, the predecessor for 2 is 1. The predecessor for 3 is 1. Okay. So this is what it is. So here I have to complete 1 for me to take up second and the third. Okay. So if I draw one more line, so here is such that I have to complete these 2, right? And then we will have to go with the third one. So successor activity, an activity which started immediately after one or more of the other activities are completed. Now if you see here, 2 is the successor for 1. 3 is the successor. There are 2 successors here, 1 and 2. So an activity which started immediately after one or more of the other activities are completed. Now if you see the 3 here, third activity, you need to complete the first and the second. Only then you can take up the third. Next is dummy activity. A dummy activity is one which does not consume any resources or time or cost. So that is actually represented with the dotted lines. So that is called as dummy activity. So here further we have the rules. Okay, rules for drawing the network. Let us go with the rules one by one. There should be a common starting point. So here there should be one common starting point. There should be one common ending point. So whenever you see a network diagram, there should be a starting point and an ending point. The activity should not move backwards. So you can't go backwards. It should always be forward moving. Dummy activities must be as least as possible. As we know, the dummy activities are those activities which does not involve any time, cost or the resources. So such activities should be kept as minimum as possible. So activities should not intersect each other. There cannot be an intersection. Okay, so if you can't have an intersection, arrow should be kept straight and not curved or bent. You can't, that has to be, with a straight line. The angles between the arrows should be as large as possible. So this will ensure the clarity. Each activity in the network should be represented with separate arrow. So this will give the distinction. Okay, so this is about the theoretical aspects that we need to understand in network analysis. So the next lessons will be on the problems.